those expectations going in, plus how you've been feuding so much to over the past year and a half at least. How's this all feel like being the mindset of the big night?
I mean, it feels good. There's always a special vibe here in Philly. I debut with MLW in Philly, so it's a special venue. And then you start stacking on the fact that it's Fatu, the fact that it's finally a title versus title fight. I'm not gonna lie, your boy Hammer's feeling a little bit of nerves for the first time in a very long time. But that's a good thing, because when I feel nerves, it makes you push that much harder. And someone like Fatu, I think he's taking this match for granted. I think he's taking me for granted. I think he's taking that title for granted. And I think my hard work is gonna shine through tonight.
We talk about nerves. What do you do specifically to kind of calm yourself down so that, although you do feel it, you're focused in the moment, not just in the main event tonight, but in the atmosphere, the buzz that's around it tonight?
I mean, this is a stereotypical meathead answer, but I kind of just buried myself in my training, buried myself in the gym. Because at the end of the day, I want to no stone, no Hammerstone unturned. And what better way to do that than to train harder than ever? I don't say that as a gimmick, I don't say that as a storyline. It really was 2 days in the gym every day focusing on this match. There were times when the mental pressure got to me. I almost broke, but I never did. And I'm here today, I'm feeling stronger than ever, and I'm ready to fight.
Hammerstone, listen, MLW is setting the stage for you to be one of their biggest stars today. If I could compare this to MMA standard, this seems like Conor when he went up to UFC 205 to claim the 155 belt. So going title for title, how do you feel like you can make the most out of this?
Well, I think all anybody has to do is look at what I've done with the National Openweight Championship. That was a championship that was created and has only been held by me. And I took every match with that very seriously. I took the prestige of that belt very seriously. I think I took that and made it a championship that people wanted to shoot for, wanted to attain for. Whether it was defending it in Mexico or Japan or all these things that I did, those are the same things that I want to do with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't want this belt to make me, I want me to make this championship. I think that's going to take me doing unprecedented things, taking on all comers domestically, taking on all challengers, but also, and you have my word, taking that belt international and taking on the best from around the world.
Hammerstone, every good match, a good build-up, a good story to it. How do you feel about tonight? I mean, do you think that the story's been, well received? Do you think that everyone's hyped up because of the great storytelling?
I think all you gotta do is look at social media and you know the answer to that. The buzz around this match has been something I've never experienced thus far in my career. And it's funny that people use the word like storyline, because this is very organic. Me and Fatu came into this company at the same time, and we were both on our own paths, and it just so happened that those paths did not intersect until they did. And once they did, we were two top fight stars in the company. And it's almost like a 1 and 1A situation, who's the top dog? And tonight we're going to find out the answer to that question.
So what would it mean to hold both championships? What would it mean to you?
I've never taken a championship lightly in my career. I've held over 25 different championships, but each one has been special. But here in MLW, the competition is that much higher, the standard is that much higher, the prestige is that much higher. And I will tell you, today the National Openweight Championship is the most prestigious title ever held. But the world title supersedes that. So it'll be an honor. Obviously, there's been some great champions before me, and I have some big shoes to fill, but your boy Hammer has some big feet ready to fill them.
You obviously Vice TV's taking like the fight show and fight and everything like that. With MLW, it's catching a lot of fire. Always good for you and things like that. Talk about how you feel with MLW just becoming a name promotion, how it stands out to you versus the rest of the wrestling landscape.
I think it's no shock. I don't think we should beat around the bush that we had a lot of momentum that got halted during the pandemic. We were kind of stopped in our tracks a little bit, and that hurt, it stung. But it really feels like we're all geared up. We have the right players, the right tools, the right people in motion to not only gain back the momentum we had, but take it maybe a step further. And like you said, deals like Vice TV is just going to expedite that process, and the company's going to reach heights that it hasn't previously. And with your boy Hammer, leading the charge as heavyweight champion, I can't think of a better guy to take it to the new heights.
You mentioned before how social media, you just look around and some muscles going billions for this main event, billions for this card basically. For yourself personally as a talent, how much has that been influencing yourself now, doing yourself as an individual, as a persona, but also the promotion of this league as well?
this day and age, to be a successful professional wrestler, you have to be ready to engage with social media. You have to be ready to engage with fans. It doesn't matter if I'm having the best wrestling matches in the world. If I'm not a team player who wants to grow my brand and the brand of this company, then I'm not that valuable. So I've done everything I can to help facilitate that process and to help kind of ride the wave that is the buzz of social media, because we all catch fire for different reasons, you know, and when you got it, you got to take advantage of it. And I just want to continue to use that buzz to help grow this brand to the place I think it deserves to be.
Definitely a trendsetter, a trailblazer. How do you feel like you brought that to your heritage?
You know, I was this close to wearing a flannel shirt to the race.
Hammer, with Fatu, Contra's always lurking around. Is there a plan? Is Contra decides to interject themselves in this match?
I mean, I think you kind of already answered the question. I don't think there has to be a plan, because it's how things have been since the beginning. It's kind of been the uphill battle I've been fighting this whole time, and to think I'm going to get a 100% clean fight would be me kind of being the hero. So the game plan is the plan that's always been: have eyes in the back of my head and bigger muscles than everyone else in the roster.
Yeah. You're one of the faces of MLW, but tonight you're just the face. Are you ready to shoulder the company on your back? Because people might be mad and say, "Oh no, it's a team effort, right?" But come on, man, we know you. You're ready to take MLW on your back. Yeah, big bet.
You know, it's something that on day one, that's what I want to do. Not from an ego standpoint, but just from that. Those are my personal aspirations. So, honestly, I'm ready for the challenge. I think my biggest concern is getting through airport security with 2 championship belts.
When you win a world championship tonight, are you willing to unify the championships or defend them separately?
You know what? I'm a big believer in not hoarding opportunities. I'm gonna have to cross that bridge when I get to it. But whether I want to maximize the championship opportunities for everyone in this company. I think we have a lot of really hot young talent coming in who are hungry to get their opportunities. And so I can't say exactly what I'm going to do, what decisions are going to be made, but I definitely don't want to take a championship belt off the table for people that are vying for those opportunities.
Alex Shelley is here tonight. He mentioned to you in a recent interview about how he's kind of you're on team with the wrestler. Coming from the aspect of that and being part of that dream list for wrestling, how does it feel to be that, and then also maybe wrestling Alex Shelley?
I mean, it's a huge honor. The first time I met Alex Shelley was actually probably about a year ago, and he gave me that reaction very genuinely in person. You know, he almost acted like not a wrestler but a fan of mine, and it was really cool because he's someone I looked up to, and now I'm getting to that phase where a lot of the guys who I looked up to getting in have become fans of me and vice versa, and it's just a great honor. It shows that all the hard work I put in is paying off, and I my craft well.
Hammerstone, you're definitely in great shape. You said you worked really hard, 2 days in the gym, getting ready for this moment too. But when it's all over, your hand is ready to win both titles. What's going to be the cheat meal for tonight?
I haven't had a drop of beer in over a year, so I gotta say, we're either gonna have.
What type of beer?
I don't know. Is Kiltlifter popular in this part of the country? Who knows? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's just a vessel to getting drunk. And whether that's a drug celebration or a drug pity party, I think it'll probably be happening whatever the outcome of the match.
Listen, you're the A side of the main event. The B side is Fatu, world heavyweight champion. What do you think is going through his mind, looking at you coming in as a hot challenger to his belt?
It's like I said, I think Fatu's thinking, do what he's always done, he's going to get what he's always got. I think he's had some incredible competition, but nobody quite like me. I think he's looking at this as just another title defense, while I'm looking at it as the most important match of my career today. And those two outlooks are going to weigh heavily on our preparation, our mentality, and our execution that's put forward in this match. And that's going to be the key difference for why I think I can be Fatu.
You had to ask. Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. There's a lot of great talent in MLW right now. After you obviously beat Fatu tonight in the ring, who's next on your list on Hammerstone's short list for his hit list?
Oh man, it's so hard because when you look at the young guys coming up, the guys like Tankman and Alex Kane, and these guys that are fighting to climb up the card, basically the guys who are at the same spot I was, maybe 2 years ago. You can't help but want to work with these younger guys. But I will say, one of my favorite wrestlers getting into wrestling was David Richards, and to have him in the company is very exciting because that inevitable clash is something that I never thought would personally be able to happen for myself. And now that it's a possible reality, I hope it becomes an existing reality.
You also wrestled last week. Very competitive match. Talk about, because that was another guy who was across. I haven't asked one of them really in MLW. So talk about wrestling him and then ultimately getting the win emphatically with the Nightmare Pit.
Tom's a different type of wrestler. He's a different cat. He brings that MMA background and it shines through in everything he does. I knew from the second we locked up it was not going to be an easy night, and it just kept getting more and more difficult. Tom took me into deep water. He's one of the best we have. There's no arguing against that. He's I believe a triple crown winner, Cup winner, Battle Ride winner, and heavyweight championship holder. There's a very good chance that he's going to be repeating with the Opera Cup all over again. After his performance against me last week, I don't see why that's not on the table. So I got nothing for respect but Tom at the end of the day, but he's got to do something about those short kicks.
Obviously, we all know who I'm rooting for the main event, but is there anyone outside of MLW that you'd like to face? You already said you wanted to face David Richards, and we have Tajiri in the 4-man for the middleweight. So is there anyone outside of MLW that you possibly want to face?
I'll take his answer. Brock Lesnar in a haircut versus haircut match.
Yes!
We'll take one more question.
Oh, and then right now?
Who's your favorite for the Opera Cup?
Oh, that's hard. It's hard because we have so many intangibles and unknowns. When you got guys like Bobby Fish and Alex Shelley, who are not regular mainstays in the MLW locker room, you don't know how they're going to stack up against our guys. So I can't pick a favorite. I can't. My hands are. If Richard Holiday was in again, I'd have to say him by default. But I'm just going to be a fan and watch all the matches like all you guys.
Cool.
Thank you guys.